Hello, second grade families. Miss Letchworth here with a how-to that will help your remote learner to be more independent. Isn't that what we are looking for these days? So I have a tool here called Read and Write for Google Chrome that I would love for you to download and go ahead and start experimenting with because it will help your child to be more independent with their assignments from Canvas. So what you'll need to do is to Google search from Google Chrome, Read and Write. It may pop up there for you. You will download the extension. Mine has already been downloaded, so rather than remove, it will say download or add. You'll click there, allow all the permissions. You'll need a Google account to add it to Google Chrome. And once you do so, this icon will pop up. Once you click on it, I'll show you what that would look like. All right, so this toolbar will appear. I'm going today to go through each tool and explain each one. Feel free to stop me and then come back and revisit when you're ready for more. To begin, this wonderful tool called Check It is like a double spell checker. So let's say made some typos and it will show me a list of possible words. Now this one I know looks correct. All right, you'll also notice that Google Documents will correct those. They typically will put the squiggly red lines underneath the misspelled words. So then there are two ways for your children to check their spelling, by clicking through Google Docs, or if they say, hey, that suggestion doesn't look right either, they can click on the checker at the top for other suggestions. Now, this is also a good way to double check because they see, oh, wow, it's the same here and the same here. This must be the correct spelling for Saturday. All right, if you do not want to use a tool, you're simply going to click off of it. Moving on to a tool called Prediction. This is just like a text predictor that I'm sure your students are familiar with. So I'm going to say I like, and then I'm going to turn on my text predictor here. I like honey mustard on pretzels and all right, and this also helps with spelling too, because I look and I see I want the word regular.
Regular.
It will read the word aloud to me in case I'm not sure of the spelling. I can click on it to insert it. All right, I already see that hot dog was a suggestion, and I can click on it.
Dog.
Or hover over it, and it will read it out loud for me. I want to click off of that when I want it to stop predicting for me. Now that can be a little confusing for young learners. So for the most part, I would say that that was one that you don't want to experiment too much with because you want them to get their thoughts down on the page. However, that can be helpful as kind of a second spell checker, or if they're just completely unsure of how to spell a word past the beginning sound, that can be a great way to figure out what it is. All right, the next amazing feature of this is Picture Dictionary. Is regular dictionary, rather. I'm going to find a word in the text. So this is especially helpful when we're reading more complicated text. Students can highlight the word that they want to find and click on dictionary, and it gives them the definitions of the word. Also, if they click out of that, highlighting the word, they can click on Picture Dictionary, and it provides them with images of their highlighted word. Very cool. The next feature is a read aloud feature. So let's say I just want this text starting with good read aloud to me. I'm going to hit the play button.
Good morning. Today is Saturday, August 1st, 2020.
I can stop whenever I would like, or I could have it read the whole text. Another feature I love with this is that it will read a word and then read the sentence with that word in it in its context. So let's say, here we go, I've highlighted the word in that sentence.
Mustard. Do you like ketchup or mustard more?
Now it will continue to read because of the settings that I have it on. So in order to change those, I can go up here to this options button. It's the 3 little dots, or click on options from there. I want to make sure speech is highlighted. Here is where I can not only change what it reads to me, if I don't like it continuously reading, I could just have it stop on each word or stop on each sentence. I can change the sound of the voice and the language of the voice. I can also change the rate, the speed.
Hamburgers. I like honey mustard on pretzels and regular mustard on my hot dog.
All right, we'll stop right there. Then the next feature is a screenshot. So let's say I want a small amount of text highlighted. Oops. All right. In order for this to work best, you need to unhighlight anything that was previously highlighted. So let's say there's a large amount of text on the document I have sent, and a student just wants to read a part of it, a paragraph, let's say. So they would highlight whatever it is they want read. It takes a moment.
Lear class. Good morning. Today is Saturday, August 1st, 2020. It is also National Mustard Day. Do you like ketchup or mustard more?
All right, and I'm going to stop it there. And you notice that I didn't quite get all of the letter in the screenshot. So just make sure that whatever your child highlights is going to capture all the words that they want read clearly to them. That is another great text read aloud feature. Another is audio maker. So let's say that internet has been spotty at your house and you would just like to have a downloaded file of the text read aloud. So let's highlight this whole paragraph and then hit Audio Maker. And it will create a file for you of the read aloud.
Good morning. Today is Saturday, August 1st, 2020.
Of course, then you can save that file however you would like, but that way you would not have to keep accessing the internet for the text read aloud. All right, one of my favorite features of this is the web search. So let's say your child is interested in finding out more about National Mustard Day. They would highlight whatever it is that they wanted to search for, click on the web search button, and it provides them with a Google search without them having to type National Mustard Day into a search bar. It does it automatically for them, which is awesome. The next feature is Screen Mask, and this one helps students, especially if there's a lot of text on the page and they're feeling overwhelmed. It can highlight it for them. What I love about this is because research shows that a blue light, we change the reading light color to blue. Let's change the background to white. Let's change the opacity so it's not so transparent, make it a little bit darker, and then the height. As I was saying, research shows that if students use a blue, translucent blue light filter, it often helps them with their tracking as they're reading. So this is fabulous for reading, again, large amount of text on the page. Again, clicking that icon when you want the tool to disappear and you don't need it anymore. All right, the next one is talk and type. So this is just like, I'm sure, what your students are used to when they talk into a device. So let's say I want to add a sentence without writing, and as soon as I hit the talk and type button, it is going to prompt me to record my sentence. So let's say My favorite types of mustard are honey mustard and spicy mustard, period. Notice that I said period so that it ends my sentence. If your students are using this, they can add end punctuation marks and commas. To exit out of that, we'll just click the X button and move on to the next feature, which is Translator. Now, this is not as wonderful as going into the Google Translate site. It will only do one word at a time. But if we do highlight a word and click on Translator, it will show up for us here. I have it automatically set on Spanish. But again, if you go to the three dots and the options, you can change the language to whatever you would like. Again, the translator only works with one word at a time. The next feature we'll look at is highlighting. So say for an assignment, I asked students to give me the reasons and examples why Ms. Letchworth likes mustard. So they are going to find that information in the text where I gave reasons and examples for my opinion, and doesn't matter what color they select. And then I ask them to submit that through a Google Doc on Canvas. To do that, they can hit this button, Collect Highlights, once they have the evidence of what I was asking for. Now, I only used yellow, so I can just hit OK, but if there's something different that I highlighted that I don't want to select, I only want to select the colors that go with the assignment that my teacher is asking for. So make sure you notice that before you hit OK. This will create a new document in your Google Drive with that information. It'll also create a link to the document if you wanted to go back and revisit, and put your email here, not mine, right? You can title that something else. You can say Tate opinion reasons, and then you would share it with me as part of your assignment. All right, so that would be the instructions for your second grader, that is. Okay, so that is an amazing tool that's super easy to use without having students copy and paste or try to retype information that's straight from the text. They can just use that highlighting feature. All right, to clear off that highlighting, you just hit the broom there. But I'll show you another great highlighting feature, which is this, vocabulary. Now, this works best if students can come up with their vocabulary words prior to creating the document, because it will create a new document each time you do this. I'll show you what I mean. Let's highlight ketchup. I want to make a glossary of words. So I'm going to highlight all the words that I want definitions for. All right, so let's define ketchup, mustard, and pretzels in a new document. In order to do that, I'm going to click on vocabulary, and it is going to create a vocabulary list in a new document with the word, the meaning, a picture symbol, and an opportunity to leave any notes. So maybe I am asking for you to use that vocabulary word, second grader, in a sentence. So your second grader might say, I put ketchup on my eggs, right? That would be the sentence that they created with their word. Or they might want to make notes that from the text based on what they learned about the meaning of that word. So silly example for something that could be very useful. Again, you are going to want to rename. You might just vocabulary list and third day. All right, something that will help your child, of course, remember what the document is, and they will need to get more comfortable with toggling back and forth to different documents. All right, if there's no need to keep it, we don't need to keep that highlighting there, but you certainly can, because each child will get their own copy of the document automatically in Canvas. Two more features to look at. One is the voice note. All right, so I would like for students to answer this question themselves. Do you like ketchup or mustard more? And tell me why. So if that is the assignment they've received, they can highlight the question that I've asked, and then they're going to click here to begin recording their own response by clicking the microphone. They might say, I like ketchup because it is sweeter and mustard is too sour. They'll hit the stop button when they are done. They can replay it. I like ketchup because it is sweeter and mustard is too sour. If they would like to re-record, they'll hit the record button again. If they were happy with it, they can insert it and it will go right into the document and create a link that will be shared with me. They can also replay it from here. The very last tool is practice reading aloud. Now this feature is super cool to help with fluency checks that are trickier these days to do than they were prior to being in the classroom. So I love this feature. Your child can highlight whatever it is in the text they are going to practice reading and then send to me. So they'll tap that button and it will put the text in this different format. Now the only thing I don't like about it is that it does not translate the end punctuation marks. Like there should be a question mark here. So that might affect their fluency some, but your student can practice reading it and re-recording as many times as they would like. They'll hit this button. Good morning. Today is Saturday, August 1st, 2020. It is also National Mustard Day. If they're not happy with that, good morning. Today is Saturday, August 1st. Then they can re-record. Once they've heard themselves and they are pleased with their final reading, they can hit the send button. They should see my name and email and picture pop up. And if not, they'll click on let me choose another teacher. If it is correct, hit yes. And that recording comes directly to my email, which is fabulous. And that is the final tool from the Read and Write toolbar. I certainly hope that this has helped. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And let's take some deep breaths and know that this is a learning curve for all of us. We are in this journey together.